And welcome everybody to the Riverside County Board Brief as we give you a brief look at what took place during today's Riverside County Board of Supervisors meeting. My name is Pep Fernandez. Joining us here, Mike Ambolo. He's the Chief Finance Officer. And Mike, you know, for our CEO, Jeff Van Wagenen, and the Chief Executive Officer, today's his birthday. And I can't think of a better birthday gift than having a balanced budget, or at least a budget that's been approved, right, to go forward into the next fiscal year. And that's exactly what happened today by a 5-0 vote. The supervisors approved the budget for 2023, 2024. We're at the finish line. How good did it feel, Mike?
It feels great. Honestly, you know, listen, happy birthday to Jeff, of course. We joked about it being his birthday wish today as well, that we would get this passed through. You know, this is one of those critical times for us, you know, in county government, that this is the most important thing that needs to happen in order for the new year and all the good things that come from it to commence, right? And so today, having a 5-0 vote definitely made us past that stressor point of things. It was a long road to get here, Pep, honestly. And, you know, from a strategic planning perspective to all the iterations of the book itself, to the constant back and forth with our departments, understanding their needs, understanding the constituents' needs, most importantly, and then what our board members, our supervisors, what their needs are in their districts, and putting that all together in one book. Having it structurally balanced is amazing. For the second year in a row, structurally balanced for county, that's a win. The largest budget the Riverside County has ever had in its time here is being incorporated at this point. The highest reserves that they've ever had in its entirety, as well as this year in particular, some specific wins. We end this year with a higher balance than what we had at the beginning of the year, and that was purposeful. We immediately allocated money for future reserve spending and for future rainy day needs up front instead of letting it happen. So we designated 1% into our reserves, and then anything from a 0.5 to anything that's remainder from our contingency fund to help pay for deferred maintenance, which is a necessary need.
You know, having my own bank account, that makes sense to me to have more money at the end than what you started with. That's a good thing. So, Mike, if the constituents, the public, if they're watching this, what exactly does this mean to them? Because I know Riverside County, we obviously offer a lot of services, but what does that mean to them going into the new fiscal year, knowing that the budget is in place now?
Yes, absolutely. So, firstly, structurally balanced budget is a great thing, right? That means that all of our hard work has now paid off, right? Being balanced is more than just being a bottom line of zero. It also means that we have included everything that we needed to include for all the value-driven items that the county needs. So those things that the constituents have conveyed to their supervisors, to their districts, and then the individual departments and the work that they do has been incorporated into that budget. So all future needs in the new year can now be spent. They can be allocated against. We can now do those services. You know, you heard that our portfolios consist of public health, public safety, and family services, right? As well as our medical, our UHS. All those services that they provide need funding, and that's what this budget signifies. Once we got through our 5 votes today, we're now able to spend those monies on the things that are needed most for our constituents. All those, it's a long road. I mean, it's an emotional day. How about that?
Well, if you watched the meeting, you heard our CEO, Jeff Van Wagenen, even say they'll catch your breath for about 20 minutes or so, and then it's, you know, review this year's budget and look ahead to the next year's budget, and it's always moving forward, I guess, at some point, right?
You know, unfortunately, so after the meeting, my budget team, they went to lunch, right? And then they came back, and in terms of thanking them for their hard work and everything, immediately we started getting questions about, well, what about this and what about that? And I had to stop at them and say, give them 2 hours to not think about the budget before we kick it back up, because that's right. We go immediately back into planning for the new year. We have to do the revisions that have been incorporated and voted on today into the budget book that gets printed and given to the state. We have to start our strategic plan moving forward again for the new year. We have to have meetings about 360 feedback and what happens about what could we do better, what worked, what didn't work, and how do we make it better, right? How do we hear from our constituents and make it value-driven investment? And so all that work now commences. So it's like a never-ending budget year. But for today, I asked that they leave my budget team alone and let them breathe for just a few minutes.
Let them enjoy this moment for a second.
Let them enjoy the moment, and let Jeff enjoy the moment too for his birthday.
Absolutely. Mike Ambolo, thank you so much for your time. It's always good seeing you.
Thank you.
All right, it's our Chief Finance Officer. Now, we had one presentation during today's Riverside County Board of Supervisors meeting, again, recognizing the county workers with 25 years or more of service here for the county. And you can can watch the entire presentation right now on RivCo TV YouTube. We saluted County Council, the Public Defender's Office, Public Health as well, and DPSS. So again, if you know someone that was recognized during today's service awards, check out RivCo TV on YouTube. And right around the corner is the 4th of July holiday coming up on Tuesday, so county services will be closed on that day. We hope you have a happy and safe Independence Day, and we also want to remind you that if you're using illegal fireworks, if you light it, we'll write it. Check out the video.
Every year, thousands of accidents and fires occur due to illegal fireworks and explosives nationwide. Those deafening blasts over our neighborhoods, while car alarms are going off and windows are shaking, our veterans and pets are traumatized. Riverside County has a zero-tolerance policy for illegal fireworks. Anyone caught purchasing, lighting, or transporting illegal fireworks is subject to fines up to $5,000. So let's keep the fun and excitement of fireworks to the professionals and enjoy the many public fireworks shows throughout Riverside County. Remember, if you light it, we'll write it.
All right, you might have seen some of the billboards or signage about this campaign. Again, if you light it, we'll write it. Because on Independence Day, you can find a number of different fireworks shows across Riverside County. In fact, if you go to rvcfire.org, that is the website, and there's a look at the website. You just scroll down to about the middle of the page, click on a button right there that says 2023 fireworks shows, and they've got a list of all the different cities and areas that will have fireworks shows that you can enjoy with your family and friends. And again, all parts of Riverside County, so I'm sure there's probably one in your own backyard. So we hope you have a safe and happy 4th of July. And again, that is rvcfire.org. So you can find a fireworks show out there on the 4th of July. All right, well, that's going to do it for this edition of the Riverside County Board Brief. My name is Pep Fernandez, and we'll see you next time.